Hello and welcome all of you to the Prelims PYQ discussion by NIVAS. The theme for today's video is educational reforms during the British Raj. We have 5 questions for discussion in this video. The first question starts with Wood's Dispatch, which is a very prominent theme when it comes to educational reforms in the British Raj. The question is from 2018 Prelims and it goes like this. Regarding the Wood's Dispatch, which of the following statements are true? The first statement, grants in aid was introduced. Establishment of universities were recommended. Third, English as a medium of instruction at all levels of education was recommended. This question can be deciphered by just paying some attention. Look at the third statement. English as a medium of instruction at all levels. This is the catch. Now we all know that the Macaulay's minutes came in 1835 and Wood's Dispatch came in 1854. And the difference between both was the considerative approach of the Wood's Dispatch. And that was the introduction of vernacular languages at the primary levels and English only at the higher level. And here it is given that English is recommended at all levels. Now this is a core concept with respect to Wood's Dispatch, and this statement can be eliminated. And if you eliminate option combinations with 3, you can easily reach the answer, which is option 1 and 2. If you look at the answer key, grants in aid and affiliation of universities of presidency towns like Calcutta, Bombay and Madras was a major recommendation of the Wood's Dispatch. As I have remarked before, it recommended English as a medium of instruction only at the higher level. At school levels, it was the vernacular. And that's the difference between both Wood's Dispatch as well as Macaulay's minutes. And it's something very fundamental to it, and that is enough for you to decipher this answer. Moving to the second question, which one of the following led to the introduction of English education in India? You have 3 things given: Charter Act of 1813, General Committee of Public Instruction 1823, Orientalist and Anglicist controversy. Now, 2 things, Charter Act of 1813 and Orientalist Anglicist controversy, can be understood in this context because 1813 Charter Act is known for allowing missionaries to come and preach in India. So naturally, while preaching, they will also propagate English. So this can be associated with English education. And this thing, Oriental versus Anglicist controversy, this can easily be associated with English education because Anglicist, the term itself denotes their affiliation towards English education. Now this particular thing has to be deciphered. In fact, General Committee on Public Instruction, one of the member or the chairman of that committee was Lord Macaulay. And he wrote a minutes as a part of this committee, and that became the Macaulay's minutes later. So if you know the other name or the context behind the minutes of Macaulay, you can decipher this option combination, which is option 2, and you can associate. The only option that has all the 3 options is 1, 2 and 3. Otherwise, if you don't know this, it will become a 50-50 option combination between these 2 options. So looking back at the answer key, option combination option 2, as President of General Committee of Public Instruction, it is Lord Macaulay who wrote a minute, which later recommended the implementation of English language as a medium of instruction. We have discussed about this in the context of Wood's Dispatch as well. So as I said, option 1, Charter Act, directly connected to Christian missionaries. Option 3, Anglicist, they were in favor of English, as opposed to the Orientalist who were in favor of the vernaculars. So this question is a 50-50 option. If you can decipher this particular option, it's a straight pick. Coming to the third question, you have a pair of institutions and their founders. With reference to educational institutions during the colonial rule in India, consider the following pairs. Sanskrit College at Benares, against that is William Jones. Calcutta Madrasa, against that is Warren Hastings. Fort William College, against that Arthur Wellesley. Now, you all know that Fort William College is associated with Wellesley, but which Wellesley is the question? There are 2 Wellesleys in modern history. One is Arthur Wellesley and the second is Richard Wellesley. Arthur Wellesley is the person who fought Tipu Sultan in the Battle of Seringapatam. And Fort William was established by Richard Wellesley. So if that pun is known, this option can be eliminated. Option D and C can be cut out. Then this remains. Option 2 is an automatic pick, Calcutta Madrasa, established by Warren Hastings, and then comes to option 1. This is also a very repeated and common fact that is available in all modern India textbooks. Sanskrit College at Banaras was established by Jonathan Duncan and not William Jones. So the correct answer would be 2 only, which is Calcutta Madrasa and Warren Hastings. Jonathan Duncan established Sanskrit College when he was the resident in Banaras in 1791. The purpose of it was to study Hindu law and philosophy. Calcutta Madrasa was established by Warren Hastings, which was in the year 1781, and it was for studying Muslim law and related subjects. So Mughals, the Britishers took the power from the Mughals, and Mughals used Muslim law in their judicial system. So Persian was the court language as well. So to ensure the continuity and to understand the legal system in India, this was established by Warren Hastings. Finally, Fort William College was established to train the civil servants, and this was by Richard Wellesley in 1800. Going to the third question, this is related to the second question. That's why it's important to study prelims PYQs as a theme, because you can see repeating, you can see overlapping, and you can see the relevance of studying PYQs because it is likely to repeat in the future years as well. The third question from 2020 prelims, Wellesley established Fort William College at Calcutta because only the reason has to be cited. So it's comparatively an easy pick. He was asked by the board of directors at London to do so. He wanted to revive interest in Oriental learning in India. He wanted to provide William Carey and his associates with employment. And finally, he wanted to train British civilians for administrative purpose in India. So since we have already discussed the previous question, there is no point in going into the logic of it. It's a straight pick. This was established to train civil servants in India, and option 4 is the correct answer. And this particular option is related to this because the board of directors were not in support of this, they were against this. So Wellesley established this Fort William in Calcutta in 1800. Then the board of directors, they were against this, and this fort was closed in 1802, and a separate college was established in 1807 in England. So that's the history behind Fort William, Calcutta. The next question is from 2021 prelims. Who among the following was associated as secretary with Hindu Female School, which later came to be known as Bethune Female School? So Hindu Female School or Bethune Female School, that doesn't matter. We just have to see who is associated with that. You have Annie Besant, Debendranath Tagore, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Sarojini Naidu. This is some question that can be deciphered using logic, because institutions like this, the Hindu Female School or the social reform related institutions, they are part of the history of 19th century. That is 1800 to 1900. And you have to look at people who were active in that domain in that period. Annie Besant is someone who is known for Home Rule League, and this comes after 1900. So this can be eliminated. Sarojini Naidu again is associated with Dandi March and national movement in the Gandhian phase. This can be avoided. Debendranath Tagore on the other hand is associated with art, and that kind of a line he has taken, but not social reform. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar is a social reformer and someone who is associated with female education and widow remarriage. So it is very likely, and he was also a very prominent scholar. So it is very likely that Vidyasagar is associated with this institution. And the correct answer is C, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar itself. To look at the factual side of it, he was appointed as the secretary of the Bethune School in 1849. And it began as Hindu Female School in 1849. Later, it was changed to Bethune School, renamed to Bethune School in 1856, when the government took over the functioning. So that's the context behind all these questions. You can see significant overlapping. That's why we have clubbed it together. So it's important that you study previous year questions for prelims. Thank you for listening.